welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Ron, and thank you for stopping by. It's always appreciated. Things are a little crazy all over the world right now, and I hope everyone in their family is doing okay. My family and I live in New Jersey, and if you've been following the news, we're runner-up only in New York State at the moment with reported COVID-19 cases, so things are certainly a little nuts here, as I'm sure they are all over the place. However, with that being said, I still want to add some normalcy to everyone's lives, including my own, so I thought it's still important to keep posting some videos, although you'll notice some differences in this video as you watch it. Now, fortunately for us, we have miles of trails that run behind our house and along what's the Raritan River, which certainly helps us get outside where we're still avoiding and distancing from people. I was out riding my one wheel the other day while using the Active Track feature on my Mavic Air. And if you follow my channel, you know I'm a big fan of Active Track and the feature, but it's certainly far from perfect. And you can often end up in a predicament from time to time, as I did in this video. You can see from the video that the Raritan River trails have water on both sides of them, which creates a bigger challenge while flying your drone through them. But it really just comes down to a calculated risk of flying your drone in these types of trails. I'm actually more comfortable flying the Mavic Air in these trails than some of my other drones like the Skydio 2. I made a separate video on that, and I'll put a link up here if you're interested in checking that out. So if you do decide to fly your Mavic Air in trails like these, just keep something in mind. You've got to keep your cool. If you hit something like I did in the beginning of this video, the drone will often recover itself. Not always, but often. There are a ton of factors which are going to contribute to whether or not your drone recovers, and even if it does recover, that you land it safely before continuing on, so you can actually inspect the drone and make sure everything's still working properly. So let me tell you what happened to me the other day. I'm riding through the trails, and the Mavic Air is actually doing extremely well considering the terrain and all the branches, really small branches, especially in the fall. However, for whatever reason, the Mavic Air hit a tree. I'm actually not sure if it hit the tree directly or just clipped a small branch on the tree. Regardless, the drone hit pretty direct, but it did recover itself. What happened next was actually interesting though. The Mavic Air appeared to want to return to the home point or the takeoff point. The quad started to increase the altitude based on the settings within the DJI Go 4 app for what's called the return to home altitude setting, which was configured as 30 meters or approximately 100 feet. So basically the quad or the drone is going to elevate to that height, and then it's going to start to return back to the takeoff point. And the reason you do this, or you want to set the value for this, is that it doesn't hit any trees or anything that might be below that altitude. So it's definitely worth setting it. Obviously if you don't set it and your drone doesn't elevate to the proper height and starts flying back to the home point, you can hit anything that's at that lower altitude. Now, when it started to return to the home point, I was actually about a half a mile down the trail already from the takeoff point. So what you want to do is actually keep your cool and just cancel the return to home. Not a big deal. However, the drone found itself tangled within a bunch of branches, small branches about 80 feet in the air on the other side of the river. It was actually really difficult to see the small branches from where I was standing. Again, I'm on the opposite side of the river at this point, while the drone is tangled up over in the trees on the other side. So again, stay calm. Just go into your DJI Go 4 app settings, and what I had to do was disable the object avoidance feature. After the setting was disabled, then I just calmly navigated the drone out of the mess it was in, and I slowly got the drone out of those small branches. Again, it was about 80 feet in the air, and gradually brought it down and landed it. Now, sorry, the video must have actually disabled the video record feature because they didn't actually have the footage after the crash and after the elevation happened. Needless to say, I'm sure many of you have had your own close calls, and the best thing you can do is, again, not panic and slowly try to recover the drone from whatever situation you're in. Now, if you fly your drone as much as I do, you're bound to run into these kinds of situations. It just comes with the territory. So again, I hope you and your family are doing well. Remain safe. And again, if you got any value out of this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It's always appreciated. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell for future notifications. So until next time, take care, be safe. And remember, in 2020, we still got this.